time to focus the attention back on Hanratty's, and this week I'm rolling up my sleeves and heading in to get started on a good clear out. Sid kept me company for the day, and we started with a pile of stuff that was sitting opposite the doorway as you go into the building. As you can see, there is an awful lot of stuff in this building, so it is a little bit overwhelming when you first step in to figure out where you're going to start. But the best thing is just to start on something, and bit by bit we chipped away at it and we made quite good progress.
Wow, that is heavy. Over with the other bits of wood. Okay.
is a point when you're clearing out, I think, where it feels like you're just moving stuff from one place to another. So at the moment, all these bits of wood behind me, I'm moving them out. Some of them I'm just dumping with all these cut up bits here opposite the door, just to get them out of the way, because really I just want to tidy up this corner a bit to make a bit of space for our tools. Obviously, eventually, when the renovation gets underway, we'll have to clear everything out of this space. But for the time being, I just want to tidy it up, and we're going to just get rid of stuff that we definitely don't want and put them in the trailer and bring them to the tip. So it's kind of a sorting process of things we want to keep that we're going to store a bit more tidily, and things we're going to chuck, and then also things I think that we might be able to sell. That's the plan. So this is as far as I've got for the time being, and I'm going to show you into this corner. We've made fairly good progress clearing out. I had to put the light on in here because it's gotten very dark as the afternoon has gone on. So I've cleared into this corner, but as you can see, there is a big pile of rubbly stones here. So I think I'm going to have to move them. So that's going to be a bit of a job. I have to get the wheelbarrow and bring them out to the garden, because I would like to get them out of this corner. There is a kind of a pile of stone in the garden, so that'll be where we'll be putting them. So that is as far as I have got. I have these beach countertops that were taken out of our kitchen a year or two ago when we put a new Formica countertop in our kitchen. And these are lovely old beach, they're heavy beach countertops, but over the years the water stained them and they got a bit warped, so we had to take them out. But I'm going to see if my friend wants to make use of them in his shed. And yeah, lots more still to do. So I've moved the bikes from this space where they were leaning up against this second door and made a bit of space here. So I'm going to move the stones across closer to the door so that I can bring the barrow round to the door and just move the stones out that way. But look at the lovely light that comes in when the door is open. It's a long time since this door, it's like a stable door, half door. It's a long time since that's been open, so it's lovely to see the light coming into this corner. And my plan here is to just move these stones to concentrate them closer to the door here, like I say, so that I can put them into a barrow then and move them out completely. But I'd love to make a bit of space in this corner for tools, because we have tools dumped in various places, and it would be great just to have one place where they're stored and hopefully nicely organised. That's the plan. I'm sweeping the floor here and there's a really earthy smell, and what's interesting is that underneath all of that there are actually some lovely cobblestones. So it's an interesting mix on this floor here, because we have the flagstones over there, which I showed you in week 2, and flagstones here as well, and cobbles, so it's all a kind of mishmash. It's a bit of a mishmash of stuff here on the floor. I'm going to move some of these stones now. Well, I've made a fairly good start on that. I haven't totally finished, but it's looking a good bit clearer there. And I think I'll have to bring you back for part 2 to show you how I got along putting the tools into that corner. It may not seem that interesting, but it's actually quite cathartic moving those stones, and actually some of them are really beautiful. There are some quite big ones, as you can see, and even the colours, there's a sort of rust red colour on some of them, and there's something quite elemental about handling them. I also want to show you a couple of things that I found here in Hanratty's while I was clearing. So the first thing I want to show you is this incredible old mangle, or some people might call it a ringer, and of course for wringing out clothes that have been hand washed or sheets. It's incredibly heavy. I tried to move it into a better position, but it's too heavy really for one person to lift or to move. So, but you can see the stamping there. I think it says Bradford & Co. London. and Manchester, and it's got a handle here with cogs. You turn the handle and the rollers go round, and you feed the sheets or the clothes into the rollers to wring out the excess water. And it's got a kind of pattern there on the side. So that's quite an impressive old piece of machinery, and as far as I know, this handle on the top, if you turn it, it presses these down and tightens the pressure then of the rollers onto the clothes. So quite a piece of engineering. I'd be interested to know how old it is, because I honestly don't know, but it would have been here certainly for generations. Quite impressive, and I do remember it from many years ago. At one stage we painted it this kind of emerald green colour, but it has gone quite rusty again. And wouldn't it be lovely, I don't know if there is anyone who specialises in such a thing, to get those rollers replaced or remade, because as you can see they've really rotted away. At one stage I think it was probably sitting out in the rain. And the other thing, which again is tucked in here, quite difficult to move, and I think this is a weighing scales, and again it looks pretty rusted and in fairly poor state. So maybe when I get this space cleared a little bit more, I'll get Brian to help me and we can pull them out into the daylight and have a better look at them. And the last thing that I want to show you from today is this, which I'm pretty sure is a butter churn, again in a fairly poor condition, and it's got a little foot missing there. I think there's meant to be another one of these on the underneath, and it sits like that. It's got a kind of a wheel inside, or a sort of there must be a technical term for that, and as far as I know there would have been a handle to churn it, so the milk would have gone in here and then it would have been churned, the wheel would have gone round, and from that repetitive movement the butter would have been made. So it's quite a nice old item as well, and it's got these metal strips holding it together, nicely made. Has got a little bit of woodwork, woodworm here, so it's quite emotional actually unearthing these things from the building, because it's a real reminder that we're just one in a long line of generations, and it makes me think about all the hard work that my ancestors did here on this farm, in this homestead. But there's something comforting about it too, handling items that were used by the ancestors. So I know there are going to be more of these finds as we go along. Thanks for joining me this week. See you again next week.